Well, thank you so much. So I'm going to take you on a journey. Yes, I'm happy to have been introduced so brilliantly. And yes, I am an award-winning filmmaker and an author. I've just had a book published last week with Routledge, and I have another one on AI, intimacy and psychoanalysis, also by Routledge, published in 6 weeks. I certainly was not so kind of full of beans in the past. So I'll tell you about what I did to get sort of from A to B. And what I do in my life coaching practice is to encourage people to get out of their comfort zone and do something outrageous. And in particular, I encourage people who maybe feel that they've got this incredible story inside them, an incredible wisdom that they want to share with the world, that maybe they will write a book, or maybe they'll write some articles or something that they're not doing yet, but they would want to do. But for whatever reason you wish to consider, they get up every morning and they say, I will do this very thing tomorrow. I will do that thing, but not today, because somehow I'm not ready. So procrastination, it's important to say, it's a complicated thing, and very quickly I'll touch upon it here. But because my PhD is in psychoanalysis, so I always like to go deeper with clients into why it is that they are sort of hesitating, and why it is that this fear of failure and sometimes of success, this is quite complicated, because sometimes you think, well, maybe if I do something amazing, then maybe I'll be more visible, that I'm comfortable with. So people get stuck for a variety of reasons. And if I don't begin, I won't fail. And if I don't begin, I won't succeed that much. I'll just be in my little lane, in my little box, which I know about. And we know how it is. So when I was born and I was brought up in Poland in a very traditional family, in between kind of Roman Catholic, very traditional, and communist, very traditional, and patriarchal. So, you know, and I was told, be pretty girl, just sit quietly, don't break rules, don't do anything dramatic, just be the way you are and look forward to your kind of life of getting married and having lots of children. And this message kind of sits in your body, and it's taking, I won't tell you all kinds of adventures that I had to get from A to B, but I'll tell you one story, because I believe, and it is not necessarily the received wisdom, that to get out somewhere and start doing things out of this procrastination, basically what we're talking about is breaking rules and being bold and courageous and thinking, you know what, I'll just go for it. So I'm going to tell you a story. So here's the situation. So years go by already. I had already left Poland. I'm already here. I'm already doing interesting things, but not completely. And then I get a phone call that my father's not well and that I need to go to Poland if I want to. So off I go. Then I get to the hospital, and I'm told that, unfortunately, I cannot go in, because, in fact, he's in the intensive care unit, and so there you have it. I have to go home and give them a ring and come back the following day. And I remember like as if it was yesterday. And I'm sitting in this corridor thinking, and what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? I'm told very clearly these are the rules, and I'm sitting there and I really feel like a voice inside my heart saying, but maybe you have to do something, because maybe if you do something, maybe if you go in there, maybe if you speak to him, then just maybe you will be able to do something to help and to save him. And so I look around, I see the nurses going into a little room when they scrub up and put these green coats on, you know, and then they go in with their masks and everything. And one of them forgets to lock the door. So I'm thinking, okay, this is my chance. This is my opportunity. So I think, am I really going to do this? Am I really actually going to do this crazy thing? And I think, I'm just going to do it. And I feel like, I swear, power from God saying, go girl, do it. And so I go and I change in the green outfit, put the mask on, go to the door, stand by the door, wait for somebody to come in to let me in. And they do. And so I go in. I'm now looking around, trying to find my father. I see him, the old goat, lying there, connected to machines. And then what you need to know is that he was a lot older than my mother. So he was always almost like this grandfather figure, distant and difficult. And we had had a very difficult relationship. And it was him who was saying to me, be that quiet girl. Pretty. Luckily, you're pretty. So I go up there and I say, now listen to me and listen well. You need to wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up now. I'm not ready for you to die. Because we haven't finished the conversation. We haven't even started. So, next thing that happens, of course, as I'm shouting and screaming and crying, the life support system is making this noise, the incredible noise, and and people are running up to me. They discover very quickly that I'm not a proper nurse, so they take me to the director of the hospital, who says, oh, what have we got here? You've broken all the rules. You have, in fact, broken the law. This is in Poland, you remember? So, well, I think we're going to have to press charges. I have to take you to the police station. It's all very bad. This is all unfolding. I'm crying, saying, but you have to understand I was trying to save my father. And a nurse comes in from the intensive care unit, and she whispers into the director's ear. And he turns to me and says, oh, for goodness sake, you can stop crying now. Your father has just woken up. Okay, so why am I telling you this story? Not every situation needs to be quite so dramatic. Not every situation, you don't have to break rules all the time, obviously. But the reason I told you this story is that I still cannot believe how from this little girl who was quite compliant, I found the strength and power to go in, and it's worked out really well. And the 10 years that we had, because he still lived for 10 years after that, were amazing years. We repaired our relationship. He got to know my son. It was fantastic. So, procrastination. When you sit in front of the various doors that I locked for you, you too need to find the strength to find a way to go from A to B. And what I do with my clients, and I've worked really one-to-one only, and my experience is also, I'm a certified life coach, as I say, I have a PhD in psychoanalysis, but I've also worked a long time in higher education. So I've worked I supervise students' MA and PhD dissertations, and I do have a 100% success rate to help people find the strength and become who they are. So in terms of the kind of basic thing that I do, and this everybody who works in health would know, before, if we're talking about finding your creativity, beginning to write something, an article, a book, or go out to do something else, move first. Don't think, oh God, now then I have to write next. No, get up, get out. If it's a beautiful day like this, just walk for 5 minutes or 10, but not more because you'll exhaust yourself and then you'll never write anything. And then get back and write with a pen properly in a notebook. Write 5 words that come to you. And then bring these 5 words to me, and we work with an AI, which I've trained. I'm not going to try it here because last time we tried it, it didn't speak. It got stage fright. But it usually does speak very well. And then, little by little, you will begin. I can promise you one thing, that if you work with me for 14 weeks, after 14 weeks, you will have become a slightly different person, and you may have got this outline of the book that you want. I do have a freebie for you. If you scan the QR code, then you get a PDF of various things that I suggest. And then you can, of course, get in touch with me and I can help you on your journey. So thank you so much.